as we come to the end of this sort of montage period where we see what our heroes have been up to for the past month, I think it's time we introduce a new hero. We see this individual approaching, and probably in civilian clothes to change once you are in the building, as you approach the Hero Institute. So, Emily, would you like to go ahead and describe your character when they're not in their hero getup?
Oh, sure. Let's see here. There's definitely kind of a skater punk scene kid vibe going on. Nice undercut with a coiffed shorter top. Basically black hair, but with a nice bright blue streak in it.
Yes.
A quirky button-up shirt with a fun, not really 90s pattern, but if you saw it without looking at the disinterested glare on their face, you'd think that they were into ska. They might still be into ska, just don't bring it up in casual conversation. You know, baggy jeans, probably some Doc Martens, classic 1460s. You know, just, I guess I have to go to school here now. But secretly, they want to.
Oh yeah, it isn't the easiest thing in the world for people with your particular background and legacy to get into the Hero Institute, at least like in the method in which you did it. And as a reminder to our listeners, because it's been a minute since we talked about it, the Hero Institute is in this very tall building. I think it's like the bottom 2 floors are kind of like open to public use. One is like a museum of sorts. And they also have some areas that are blocked off for students who are part of the Institute. Second floor includes some like open access training areas because there are some people with powers who don't necessarily want to go the superhero route, but they still get access to places where they can train and learn to control their powers. Up to the 10th floor is reserved for the school. And I believe above that, you can get access to the upper levels as you go on, and like if you're working on different projects or if you're like in school but you're doing a team up with someone who's already graduated, there are times in which you can get access to the upper levels, but a lot of the upper levels are typically reserved for people who are actively doing the superhero thing and have finished their schooling. And the school mostly exists to teach people how to use their powers, help them figure out like how to work together, give them the skills and the knowledge that they need to be a good hero. Because it's hard when you are a teenager and then just one day you realize, oh, I can light myself on fire.
In a good way.
Yeah, it's like I can just like casually cover myself in flames and I don't know how exactly I'm doing that, or like, hi, I'm suddenly really fast. I don't know how to stop. But yes, that's the big part of why the Hero Institute was originally created.
Yeah, finding out super speed is one thing. Learning to brake is a whole nother beast.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a fun time being a teenager, especially if you're a first-gen superhero. That's just the whole other thing. But there are a lot of different government programs and so forth to support the families who suddenly have a kid who can lift up their car and requires significantly more calories than most kids do. They have all kinds of supplemental grants to help with that. Because this is a great place. Although there's still some not as great people.
Isn't there just? I don't know what you mean.
No, not at all. So as you're approaching the building, I'm going to say like you already have a visitor pass in your pocket that was given to you by the person that you're going to be meeting, so you don't have to go through as many of the hoops to get into this meeting. But I mean, do you wander around, or how do you approach this?
Well, I probably got there a bit early just so I can acclimate to the space and be like, okay, what does this look like? What's the vibes? Anybody clocking anything different about today? No? Any cool things nearby? Any arcades?
Would you like to roll to assess the situation?
Sure. 7.
You get to ask 1. And you get to take +1 forward when acting on the information, which may or may not be useful in this very low-stakes situation.
I mean, it's low stakes, but it's starting a new school. That's kind of a big situation to be in. Especially when you're not starting the semester with everyone else.
Well, Hero Institute does normally have kind of like a rolling admission so they can be sure there's enough room in all of the classes and so on and so forth. It's not a traditional, like, starts in August, ends in May. But you are the homeschool kid that's suddenly going to private school.
Yeah. It's like, who are you? We haven't heard of you before. You haven't heard of me yet.
'Cause I'm new, that's why. I've never heard of you either.
Absolutely, just walk into the Institute. What here is the biggest threat?
How are you defining threat, is the question.
What would cause me the most trouble and discomfort being a new kid on their first day?
So you've walked into the public access place, which is the museum/educational space, and you see there are a couple of people from the Hero Institute waiting to, like, meet new arrivals. You're pretty sure none of them are expecting you because you were told to take a back elevator up to meet with the person you're meeting with. But as you're looking around, you spot someone who had a bit of a scuffle involving some of your family in the past, who would 100% know who you are if you run into them.
It's like, don't mind me, just gonna turn the other way so smoothly, like nothing suspicious at all. Like, okay, maybe early is fine. Early's a good impression.
Yeah.
Let's go find that elevator.
Yeah, what's that hero's name, by the way? Let's come up with a name for that hero.
No brain. That's already taken. It's like,
What?
Scarlet Pimpernel. It's like, no? What?
We also have Scarlet Sentinel, so...
The next thing that came to mind was the jockey.
What if they have water-related powers?
Ooh, water power.
Yeah. There's a hero with water-related powers. Their whole family has water-related powers, but the specific one who's currently going to school is named Drip Drop.
Oh, honey.
What makes them particularly threatening is you get, like, major jock, cool kid, king of the school vibes from one of the people that Drip Drop is talking to, who... part of his costume does strongly resemble the hero known as Achilles, but you would happen to know that, yes, Achilles has a kid. Achilles' kid is no longer going by the name Achilles Jr. He has switched up his name to Hubris.
Hubris. Aw, ain't that just most people's Achilles heel?
Exactly. So you are casually attempting to avoid them, find your way to the secret elevator.
Yeah, just, like, grab a pamphlet for the museum and bury my face in it. The classic little sneaky move.
I'll say roll superior again, and I'll let you have a +1 because you were using the knowledge of the greatest threat to avoid having a very awkward, what are you doing here?
Dang it, I rolled a 7 again. So 8.
I'll say you are able to get to the elevator without Drip Drop or Hubris specifically noticing you, but you do get the feeling there are others who have noticed your strange behavior.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely coming off as somebody just trying to blend in real poorly right now.
You know, there's a couple of people who are keeping an eye on you just in case, because it's rare that someone tries something in the Hero Institute building, but sometimes people try stuff.
It's just like, oh, another delinquent. What are you gonna do? Vandalize something?
Yeah, it's just like, let's just keep an eye, because they're trying to figure out if you are just awkward because you're shy, or if you're being awkward because you're up to something.
We'll go with yes.
Fair. Currently, none of the people watching you are approaching you, but you were able to, you get to the elevator, and you know that you're being watched by a couple of the security people.
Well, yeah, because I get to the elevator, the door closes, and then I suddenly realize, you fool! You fool! You did the biggest gaffe of all time! You were holding the pamphlet upside down!
Yeah. You get in, you're like, okay, I'm safe, and then you actually look at the pamphlet and you're like, oh, crap.
I like to read upside down sometimes. It's fun. It's a challenge.
Yeah. So you take the elevator up. I'll say you briefly stop at a place where you can change into your superhero getup before getting into any of the hero places. As you get dressed up as the hero you want to be, what does your costume currently look like in this moment? Keep in mind, you are very new to the hero thing at the moment, and you will get a chance to describe what it looks like later too.
Yeah, it's definitely not in its final form. For sure, feeling the domino mask vibes, classic black OG Robin style Umbrella Academy. And my character, whose name you will find out very soon, literally as soon as I run into a human being.
A human being you want to talk to.
Yeah. Has something of an electrical theme going. You know. So I'm thinking kind of the black with the bright electric blue stripe, like kind of a lightning blue stripe theme continues from the hair into the costume. Which, you know, basic mistake if you want a secret identity. But, not too concerned about that part right now. I'm already experimenting with new identities.
Yeah, you have a lot of other things to worry about, so it stops off at a changing place, and then you get back on the elevator, and it keeps taking you up, and you go up to, you're going up to pretty high up their floor, and you stop, and the door opens, and you start down the hall as you're going to the office of one Silvera Sparkle.
So you just little glance left and right down the hall. Light little knock.
Come in. It's open.
Open the door and go inside real quick. Surprise! I made it. I showed up.
Silvera is wearing one of her usual business suits. She always dresses very professionally, but it always also feels very approachable. She does not give off the stuffy business person vibe, but she does always dress nicely. And the second she glances up and sees it's you, jumps up, scampers across the room, and just picks you up in a big hug. Oh, I'm so glad you came. You made it. It's been too long since I've seen you. I'm so glad. I was so excited when you reached out. How are you doing? Do you have a place to stay? Is there anything you need?
I just got here, so I think I'm doing fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not that worried about it.
Well, good news is there's room and lodging available within the Institute itself. You will have access to the general public dorms if you end up needing something a little bit more private. that can be arranged for as well. Oh, also you will need this, and she hands out. So it functions kind of like an Apple Watch, but a lot more advanced. It's like a smartwatch, but like a superhero smartwatch, but you put it on like slap bracelet.
Nice. I've got a USB like that.
Yeah, so she says, here, this will get you access to most parts of the building, help you keep up with any courses you want to go to, any meetings that you have, communication with your instructors and myself, of course, if you need anything. But sorry, I'm just really excited because I feel like you and her did meet, but it was like a very long time ago.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you were like 8 maybe. So it's
That's the different parts of the family don't necessarily talk to each other that much.
not a whole lot, no.
At least not on a personal level. Like they talk at each other a lot.
Yeah, it's complicated, but she does seem very happy to see you. My question is do you trust her enthusiasm for seeing you?
Yes, but just because she's enthusiastic I'm here, I don't necessarily believe that it's going to carry through to the rest of the Institute.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like, okay, I feel like they're fine with me being here, so long as I don't rock the boat too much. Yet.
Yet being the operative word. She stops hugging you and just like takes you by the hand and pulls you gently over to this little sitting area, and she's like, okay, just sit down. Do you have any questions? I know we've been corresponding, but is there any questions you have? Anything I can help with?
How many people here know what they're about to get into with this?
I have kept the information about our relation and specifically your previous housing arrangement.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, that knowledge has been kept to a minimum. There are certain individuals that needed to be informed, but there are individuals who will keep that to themselves. It's mostly just so they can be aware for security reasons if anyone in your family or connected to the circus decides to come after you. I want you to feel safe here. Otherwise, I fed a much broader story to other people so they know that you didn't really have an affiliation. You're joining a little later than most people do in relation to how long you've had your abilities, but otherwise it wasn't my place to tell most people, so I didn't want you to have to come into the school with that hanging over you if I could avoid it, because that's a lot to deal with.
Yeah. Thanks.
Of course.
So, do you think Livewire is a stupid name, or is it gonna just kind of blend in?
I think Livewire is a great name. It fits your personality, it fits your power set.
Is Mountain Dew gonna sue?
Don't worry, I'll take care of that if they try. She gives you the smile, you know, like she will absolutely, if the lawsuit ever comes up, she'll just turn on the charm quite literally and it will all go away. She has no patience for frivolous lawsuits like that.
Yeah, there's a reason I went with the black and blue and not the orange thing. I feel like that might be dangerous territory.
Yeah, the black and the blue looks a lot better, honestly, and there are a lot of... Orange tends to go with people who have more fire-related abilities. Anyway, so yeah, the blue works, but it also leaves it like a bit of a mystery, and honestly, it's whatever you prefer. I mean, she just like gestures to her like very nice suit. It's whatever works for you.
I also realized that I just kind of walked it myself into a bit of a Nightwing situation. Because I'm black and blue themed with a circus background. Call me Dick Grayson. I mean, that's kind of the costume vibe, but less skin tight leotardy and more like if you cross Nightwing with the Winter Soldier. That kind of vibe.
Gotcha. This isn't the first Nightwing reference we've had. There's a hero with fire-based abilities that's known as Blazewing.
I mean, it's Nightwing. Best ass in comic books.
I think
and
so.
my ace ass stands by that.
Agreed. So, how are you doing with all of this? Has anyone tried to reach out to you from home? Any issues on that front?
No. I don't know if they're hoping I'm just gonna, like, come to my senses and let it all blow over, but whatever. They want a silent treatment? That's fine by me. I don't need or want to hear from them right now. It feels actually pretty nice. Concerning, because you know there's something they've got going on under there, but pretty nice.
Undoubtedly. We'll continue keeping an eye on that situation as we have been in the past. And if anything pops up, I've got people who will let me know, and you can let me know if you have any troubles, of course.
We all love pulling strings.
You have been listening to Queen City Supers, a graveyard tape side story using the game Masks. Masks: A New Generation is a superhero role-playing game in which a team of young heroes fights villains, saves lives, and tries to figure out who they are. Featuring Caitlin as Madigan, aka Scarlet Sentinel, the Janus. Jess as Bethany Bertolucci, aka Glider, the Beacon. Ian as Marcus, aka Kid Phoenix, the Doomed. And Brianna Jean as the Keeper and Producer.